don't be afraid to fail, and do it. Once you've decided to do it, stick to it. I am a wife to my husband, Peter. I am a mother to my 3 children, Maddie Jane, who is 11, Chandler, who is 9, and Shay, who is 7. And they keep me very busy. For the last 10 years, I've been a stay-at-home mom. And then in the last year is when I decided to start my own small business. And I was a triple major: political science, public policy, and economics. I originally had wanted to do law, and there was a particular class I had because I thought I wanted to go into become a lawyer, go into law. And there was a particular class that I took that made me change my mind completely. And it wasn't telling me what I wanted to do, but I realized that I didn't want to go into law. That being said, political science and public policy was still a huge interest of mine. So I kept those and added economics, just thinking that for whatever career I went into, economics would give me a wonderful background to have for whatever career I decided to take. The hometown Heart Apparel, which I started last November, it came together because I've always been a love of mine since I can remember, all the way back in middle school, high school. I loved fashion. My love for fashion, and then where we live, and create a clothing line to celebrate that was truly a dream come true. I had thought about it for a while, was nervous. Is everyone gonna like what I put out? Is everyone gonna like my ideas? Is everyone gonna understand my ideas? And after a lot of support and encouragement from my husband, I decided to take the leap of faith. The day I release a new design, at 8 a.m., I'll put out a sneak preview. So they'll see the color of the shirt. I'll wear a shirt, but I'll hide the design somehow. One day it was a bouquet of flowers. One day it was a hat. And then at noon, I release the design and I explain the story behind it. And when people get as excited as I do, that's truly why I do it. And that is the best part of my job. Coming up with new ideas. So we have a limited, space of land. We have a limited history. We have limited stories to tell about where we live. So I think eventually coming up with new designs is going to be the hardest thing. I have a couple things in the pipeline now. So because of that limitation, my husband has been encouraging me to grow bigger, grow to different cities. I have girlfriends that live in different cities around the country. So he wants me to talk to them about doing the same thing there that I've done here. I am hesitant to do that only because I don't know the other places like I know here. So when I have a shirt that says the county, people here get that. My latest shirt was 4 symbols, just the letters or the numbers and letters, 10 ounce. And if you live here, you know what that means. Stuffed ham, the cross from St. Clement's Island, and tobacco leaves. I don't know that history of other places, and that's what I love about it or that's what I love about what I'm doing right now, because I know so much about the people here and the culture here. And I worry that if I go bigger, I'm not going to have that personal touch. So that's my biggest issue and concern right now. think when shirts sell out as quickly as they do, and it's truly not from a financial standpoint, it's more about, wow, they love this as much as I do. So that is so rewarding, and it incentivizes me to keep going and come up with more creative ideas for new shirts and sweatshirts. I was nervous. Like I said in the beginning, are people going to love it as much as I do? That was a challenge, but also from a technical standpoint, the quality of the merchandise that I sell is very important to me. So finding the right brand, the right shirt, and that took a lot of time. And it took money. You had to spend money to get the samples of the shirts, and then trying to find. I wanted to use a local printer, and unfortunately, that wasn't an option. Only because it was very important to me to have my custom tags on the back that say hometown Heart Apparel instead of, let's say, Hanes. I don't use Hanes, but that's a common brand people know. And unfortunately, there aren't any local places that do that. So I originally was using a place in Florida, and now I've been able to find a place in Rehoboth, which is a little bit closer to home and makes me feel better. So finding the right merchandise, the right shirt quality, finding the printer, it was a whole new ball game for me. Finding the right quality for my merchandise and finding the right printer, that was definitely the most challenging and time consuming, only because this was an arena that I had never been in before. So a lot of research had to be done beforehand. You have to be a hard worker. This was not something that I had to do from a financial standpoint. It was something I truly wanted to do. And because it's a passion of mine, and both being the fashion aspect and then where we live aspect, it truly was a work of love. That being said, I'm raising 3 very busy, active little kids. My husband works a lot, so it's mostly me that does all the kid stuff. So finding the time is definitely a challenge. So, the work ethic has to be there. In my particular line of work, creativity is definitely important. So I was just saying, a hard worker and be good at managing your time well. I have 3 young kids, and they are very busy. All 3 of them are in sports. The girls do field hockey, and my son does ice hockey, which is in Waldorf. So if I didn't have that dedication and time management, it would be easy to put this to the side because we're so busy. And then another attribute in my line of work particular is creativity, just having new and different designs. And what I do for that is online research, really. So I'll follow a lot of Instagram sites, boutiques that are similar to mine, and kind of see, oh, well, they've done that. Well, we could turn it into this for the county instead of the town, or, whatever they've done. So creativity, time management, hard work. I'm trying to think what else. And just persistent, being persistent and not being satisfied. Oh, well, I have 10 shirts. Let's take a break, because I wanted to keep going. And I love that people are as excited about the next shirt as I am. They're very supportive. Peter, my husband, has been my biggest supporter. And again, he pushes me to grow, even bigger than what I am. But it does take away from time from them. They understand. And a lot of times my kids will help me when I'm packaging up the products to send them, or I work with a boutique, or a fitness boutique in Leonardtown in the Square, Spice, and I sell things there as well. So you can do local pickup for free at Spice. So the kids will help me. Okay, guys, I need a town shirt size medium, or a Southern Maryland sweatshirt size large. And so they'll help me do that. But I think the biggest thing is when we are out, we were at the fair this past weekend. We were walking into Staples, and I think one of my kids almost ran down someone that was wearing a county shirt. Their pride when they see one of mommy's shirts on people is priceless to me and makes it all worth it. So that's huge when it comes to my family. So I do a lot of praying. I pray for creativity. I pray for inspiration. I pray for energy, because sometimes I'm just so exhausted. I pray a lot, but also gratitude and saying thanks a lot, because I know these ideas don't just magically pop in my head. I know they're coming from somewhere, and I'm very grateful for that. The biggest advice, and I had to give this to myself, is just do it. Don't be afraid to fail. And that is easier said than done. I think that's a huge fear of mine, is failure. And that's a part of life. And I've learned the older I get, you can learn probably more from your failures, which I don't even consider them failures. I think that everything you do, you can learn from. So take everything, any door that closes, there's always another one that's going to open up. Don't be afraid to fail, and do it. Once you've decided to do it, stick to it. Stick to it till you realize, okay, either this is what I was meant to do, or this didn't quite work out. That's okay. I've learned from it. Let's move on to the next opportunity.